Seriously? More?
I'm just capturing the moment.
He's All That is making Netflix viewers all over the world swoon over this high school romance.
What do you think?
I think yes.
Starring Addison Rae in her acting debut and Tanner Buchanan, this remake of the hit teen rom-com She's All That switches the roles around and gives the fan-favorite high school romance a much-needed facelift.
Good morning, guys. It's me, Paget head to toe here.
While He's All That may be her very first feature film, Addison Rae was already a household name by the time she was cast in the role of Paget Sawyer. Addison Rae got her start on TikTok and has a massive fan base of over 83 million followers, making her the second biggest creator on the popular app.
No, I've really wanted to do this my entire life.
Rae even looked towards rom-com veterans such as Julia Roberts and Jennifer Aniston for inspiration for her role in the film.
Thank you for this morning. My butt is so sore, I could barely walk.
One of the biggest cameos in He's All That is definitely the inclusion of Kourtney Kardashian as Paget's sponsor. Kardashian took the role later in the casting process, with Rae suggesting to the film's producers that it could be fun to have people from her personal life make appearances in the film.
Look, we pay you because you're the makeover girl.
Once Kardashian's name was brought up, Rae became extremely excited about the thought of working with her. The role matched perfectly with kind of how we are in real life. She is an amazing friend of mine. She's an amazing mentor and person.
I was like, oh my gosh, we have to get Kourtney in this movie.
One of the most memorable scenes in He's All That may just be the dance battle scene that takes place at the prom.
We have some weird-ass traditions at this school.
This scene took quite a bit of rehearsal with the actors and dancers, having to go through plenty of practice before the scene was ultimately filmed on set in front of the cameras.
I've been putting out this image of this perfect person. It's all fake.
The set of He's All That did have some drama along the way in regards to Addison Rae. According to an extra in the film, Rae would often struggle with trying to remember all her lines, which would require multiple takes.
Everyone, even like the main actors, were getting low-key annoyed.
It even got to the point where director Mark Waters had to physically show Rae the script, just so she could remember exactly what she was supposed to say.
Oh my, that is a lot of K's.
With it being her first movie, it's not too surprising that she'd mess up on her lines. It's all part of the experience, after all.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess.
He's All That was filmed in Los Angeles on December of 2020, which was right in the midst of COVID-19. With cases spiking all across the city, in order for filming to go as smoothly and efficiently as possible, all 170 of the film's cast and crew had to participate in daily testing, so there'd be no snags down the road. The testing center used was initially closed off for just the cast and crew, but that decision was reversed not long after filming began.
Don't forget your camera. No!
One of the most challenging scenes to film for He's All That was the scene where Cameron falls into a pool and has an intense confrontation with Paget.
Why after 4 years did you suddenly start talking to me?
I don't know.
The scene was filmed late at night, between midnight and 6 a.m., and the weather was unexpectedly very cold at 45 degrees Fahrenheit. On top of Tanner Buchanan already having to wear a suit drenched in water, Buchanan would have drenched himself in the shower and would have to redo the scene several times, all within the span of a night.
So that was the most challenging one. That wasn't the most pleasant.
While Addison Rae may have had to audition in person for the main role, many of the other young adult cast members had to audition virtually over Zoom. Rae even had to do her chemistry test with Tanner Buchanan digitally. This definitely made things tougher for director Mark Waters to select who was right for the part. We still ended up, I think, making the right choices, but it was definitely a stickier process than usual.
I was hoping to take a writing lesson this morning, and I figured since you and I are friends...
Friends?
There's been plenty of times where films with a romantic anchor will feature two performers who share zero chemistry with one another, making for an awkward shoot.
Wow, you don't see that every day.
Fortunately, that wasn't the case for Addison Rae and Tanner Buchanan on the set of He's All That.
We got to know each other super quick. We dove right in. We got to know each other and the crazy things and the deep things. And yeah, I mean, we had a blast together.
Peyton Meyer was initially very wary of joining the film, particularly because he's not a social media person. His knack to avoid the social media frenzy also made him very skeptical about working with a major TikTok star like Addison Rae. But that quickly changed. The first day I met her, it just all washed away. She was so sweet and you could tell she was laser focused. She's great to work with. We're glad Meyer was able to change his mind.
That's the truth. We belong together, Padge.
A She's All That remake wouldn't really be the same without dancing, and while Addison is known for showing off her moves on TikTok, all eyes were on Tanner Buchanan. Buchanan just so happens to have some experience with professional tap dancing. He would even go as far as to bust out his tap shoes in between takes and show off his moves to the cast and crew. Maybe he showed off some of his Cobra Kai karate moves as well?
Oh, that one's really hard.
As Paget and Cameron begin to truly bond in He's All That, they share a karaoke duet to the Katy Perry tune Teenage Dream. Initially, the song was supposed to be the Kelly Clarkson hit Since You've Been Gone, although Tanner Buchanan and Addison Rae felt that the Perry song would be a much better fit for the movie.
You have a really great voice.
I didn't know it was a secret.
One of the most pleasant surprises of He's All That was the return of Rachel Lee Cook and Matthew Lillard, who were two of the stars of She's All That. Though unlike many other reboots, Cook and Lillard weren't reprising their original roles. Instead, Cook took on the role of Paget's mom, while Lillard would play the high school principal.
Is that it? Yeah, bro. Of course it is.
Cook was initially skeptical about joining the film and wasn't sure if she wanted to return to the story, joking that it might bruise her ego, but that quickly changed.
Overall, it was just really important to me to be of support to this new cast and what they're doing.
It does seem like the cast of He's All That became very close while filming, much like the cast of She's All That did. In fact, the cast still stays in touch to this day and have extremely fond memories of working together on set. We text each other, we have a group chat, and every time one of us is in town, we're like, let's all go do something. We're all still super good friends.
Great, you guys came.
Yes, we did.
The writer and director behind He's All That are no strangers to giving audiences some fan-favorite teen movies. Director Mark Waters is very experienced in the field. He even directed Mean Girls, a staple of the genre, along with the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday. Screenwriter R. Lee Fleming Jr. had actually written the original film as well, and returned for the remake. He was also responsible for writing the screenplay of another teen rom-com, Get Over It. This made the pair the perfect fit to tackle the modern take on the story.
You know you could totally make money at this, right?
You know I don't care about money.
Tanner Buchanan had already made waves on Netflix in his hit series Cobra Kai, as Robbie Keane, the emotionally complex son of Johnny Lawrence. The producers behind He's All That were already huge fans of the Karate Kid sequel series, and set him up for an audition because of just how much they loved him on the show.
This is insane.
You're hot now. Get used to it.
Maybe if they do a sequel, we can get Xolo Maridueña to appear as well.
That actually sounds amazing.
From auditioning virtually, breaking down barriers, and filming in the midst of a pandemic, making He's All That didn't seem to be the easiest task. But that didn't stop the cast and crew from having a great time on set. What was your favorite moment from He's All That?
What? It's mostly grass, right?